Hey friends, I'm Scott Hanselman and this is Azure Friday. I'm here with Xiaokai He and we're talking about Azure Functions, which I love. And there's something new happening in Azure Functions.
Yes, we just announced the Java support in Azure Function early October. So we bring Java, which is like very popular language, which has a huge community, and we want to really support them with the cool Azure service, which is the Azure Function.
There's lots of ways to listen on HTTP and talk with Java. There's different containers, and there's JSP pages, and there's jars, and there's JBoss. And Java has such a big community. Was there a certain way you needed to do it to work with Azure Functions? Or do you just make a Java function and you do the rest?
Yeah, you just make the plain Java code. So function is, we consider is the most simplest way for you to start a service on cloud, right? So it can be triggered by HTTP or other events, and it can also kind of scale out instantaneously, right? So you don't really need to configure your scaling program. So the service will actually do that for you, and yeah.
So it's really pure Java. You can make like a, what do they, Pojo?
Yeah.
Plain old Java object.
Of course.
And take your classic Java code and you can put it into the cloud very easily.
Yes, yes. Just plain Java code, yes.
So you think this is the easiest way to put Java in the cloud?
Yeah, that's what we think, yes.
Yeah?
And I mean, so of course there's other popular ways like containers, like web app, different stuff. But I think function is like probably the no-brain choice if you do not want to care about the infrastructure anymore, right? It's called serverless as the functions.
Yeah, that's cool. I know that people have a lot of Java code out there that they're going to want to put up into the cloud. Do you have a demonstration?
Sure, let's get started.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is.
So you're at the command line on your Mac here.
Yeah. So basically, we will not just allow you to run in Java in Azure Functions. We provide a full series of tools. We know Java developer loves Maven. They use Maven a lot. So we allow you to use Maven archetype to generate code for Azure Functions. So let's start from there. So you can see that the archetype is actually not a very short command. But basically, with Maven archetype, you can use it in any IDE or like which support Maven archetype, and you can select those in your IDE windows. So that's pretty easy to use.
That's cool. So the archetype group ID is our group ID.
Yes. We have the artifact ID as Azure Functions.
Nice. So this is the file new project for Java.
It's kind of scaffolding.
Scaffolding
experience.
out, okay.
Yes, you just supply your group ID.
Okay.
And the artifact ID probably like Friday demo.
Cool.
And maybe we can just accept those. So we generate app name for you, attaching those like timestamps, so it's not kind of unique on Azure.
Okay.
So you can see there's a project already created. Let's just open it.
So you're using Visual Studio Code. That's good for Java?
Yeah, we actually have VS Code supporting Java for a while. So Microsoft collaborated with Red Hat to bring the Java support in VS Code. Let me just make it a little bit larger. And recently, we also released the debugger for VS Code, for the Java debugger for VS Code, along with the current language support. We can actually show that pretty quickly. So in the project created by Maven archetype, you can see the function source code here. So it's just plain Java code.
It is plain Java. That is nice.
Yeah, the only thing different is the annotation. You probably already
the annotations, right?
Yeah, you've probably already seen that.
When I did Java 20 years ago, we didn't have this kind of annotations.
But now annotation is is anywhere in Java, everywhere.
Yeah, it really
right?
is.
And so those annotations are used for us to generate the configurations for Azure Functions. So the function backend can know how to route the request, route the event, and process through the functions. You can see it's actually only just the function name. If you're using HTTP trigger, for example, this is the simplest hello world function we created through the template.
Okay.
So you can see for the HTTP trigger, it's accept, get, and post method, the authentication level, etc. So those kind of annotations are just helping you to write the configuration correctly, because they are all supported by class paths, so you get all those kind of IntelliSense when you write those. So it's much easier than you to write the configuration by yourself.
Okay.
So with those generated functions, we can actually build it with Maven. Let's just try it.
And because it's just plain old Java objects, I can run it and test it locally as any way I want.
Yes, basically for building the project, you can see it's already finished. In the .xml, you only need a couple of dependencies to be declared, right?
Okay.
So it's the Azure Function Java core dependency. It's also the Azure Function Maven plugin. Once you get those, they will be pulled from Maven Central automatically for you. And once it's built, let's just try run it locally.
All right.
So we have the Maven plugin called Azure Functions. Run. So we can actually take a look at the build target, which is the output of our build. So as we talk, you can see that
is it running locally? It's a little mini, like it's a host?
Yeah, it's a host running locally. It's kind of generate a sandbox environment for you, so run the function locally. So it's already started.
That's cool.
So it's an HTTP trigger function. We can actually try to verify it on our local host. Let's just try it from terminal.
Are you just going to curl to it?
Yes, let's try curl to it.
That's really cool to have a local Azure Function kind of emulator.
Maybe.
Is it going to echo what you say?
Yeah. So we can actually take a look at the code. So you see it's at a hello at the front and the echo what we talk about there. So this is the response coming back from the function. And we also mentioned that VS Code supports Java Debugger, right? So we can actually add a breakpoint here.
Okay.
And attach to the local running process and debugging it. Let's take a look. So we need to add a Java debugging configuration. The port here is 5005. And let's see.
5005 is different than the 7071?
So for different language, we use different ports.
For debugging?
For debugging,
I
yes.
see.
So let's see, try attach to it.
Okay.
Go back here. And let's just try hit it again to see whether we can hit the breakpoint.
Cool.
See the breakpoint
wow,
hit,
look at that.
And let's see the debugger view. You can see all the local variables, all the call stack and threads, and we also actually support like conditional breakpoint in Java, in Java for VS Code. So there's a lot of things you can explore here. And probably after you develop and locally debugging that, making sure the thing is working correctly, next step you want to deploy to Azure, right? We also have Maven plugin supporting that. Let's just take a look. Let's finish this one. Deploy. So that's everything you need. Everything is in Maven. But actually, a lot of stuff are supported by the Azure Function CLI, the cross-platform CLI, which can run on any platform. Our Maven is kind of a wrapper alias into the Azure Function CLI, so you don't need to care about that anymore. And everything for Java developer is just a Maven.
Right, right. Because the Azure CLI is in Python, and you have to be authenticated. And is it going to zip up this or jar it up and send it? How is it sending it up there?
No, you still need to install the Azure CLI locally. So
no, sure. But I'm saying when I wish to do the deploy,
I see.
How is it transporting the Java code?
Of course.
So
you can see here. So we show that the target function is not exist, right? So we create the new function. We actually zip it, and the zip package will include two files basically.
Okay.
So we can see it from here. One is the jar file, which we built here.
Right.
The other is the function.json, which is the configuration we generate from the annotations, right? So with those two files, the Azure Function backend will be able to route the correct event to the correct class in the jar file.
Okay, so it zips it up with the manifest, that the JSON file with the Java code, and puts it in Azure storage, and it ends up in the function.
Yes.
Live.
Correctly.
Okay, so you're talking to Azure Function here. It's saying it's going to try a little bit later because it's.
Yeah.
You've been uploading a lot lately, I guess.
Maybe.
And then once it's up there, though, I'm seeing you're using Maven. If you're just using Maven, does that mean I can use Jenkins and I can use any kind of CI/CD?
Correctly. We actually have a cool Jenkins plugin here as well. Let's just take a look. So this is our Jenkins plugin. Actually helps you to really set up your CI/CD pipeline conveniently. So this is a pipeline you see, and we have the Azure Function app publish plugin here. So with that plugin, you don't need to write those scripts with Maven, what kind of command there. You just need to specify a couple of parameters like app names, credentials, those things, and then it will do that automatically for you.
And that can plug into whatever source control, if I have Git or GitHub or an internal repository, whatever.
Course. Yeah, of course. And with that being deployed successfully, we can actually try ping this endpoint and see whether it's working functional correctly. Let's just take a look at this first.
So we'll grab that Azure website, so Friday demo, and then the time and the unique number, like you said.
Yes, and do the curl here.
You're going to curl that one. So before you did the localhost curl, now we're going to curl the live in production Azure functions.
Yes.
Nice.
Let's see.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, the first one, given it's a code environment, might take a little bit longer.
I see. It needs to warm up.
Yeah.
Once it and that wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, it's actually should be pretty quick.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's coming back
there you
here.
Go.
Yeah.
And so once it's warm, Azure Functions are out there and ready for you whenever.
Yeah, once it's warm, it should be back really quickly. Yes.
Is this live today? Can people who are watching use this now?
Yes, exactly. So let's take a look at the portal experience. So you might know that with other Azure Function language, you can write your function in the portal, right? But with the Java one, because we are not supporting you to write Java code on our portal yet, what you need to do is say, okay, I want to create a new Azure function. And once you specify those, like,
you have to give it a name.
Sure.
Sure. Do you have to tell it at this point?
Sorry?
Do you have to say I'm Java or I'm going to be Java?
So
or do
you will need to say
later?
that somewhere in the middle. Let's take a look. Okay.
There we go.
Here we go.
So create a new function app.
Yeah, and with that, it will actually ask you for.
So we're deploying that out. Right now, they are supporting what languages and functions? .NET Core, Java, Node?
Yeah, right now they have, so the original function is in 1.0 runtime, right? The 1.0 runtime supports a line of languages like Python, .NET, Node, those kind of things. In the 2.0 cross-platform runtime, currently we only support Node, .NET, and Java. So Java is considered a kind of first-class citizen there already. Yeah.
I think Java people will be happy to hear about that.
Yeah. Let's see.
So it's deploying out that first one.
Yeah.
Then we'll go check out that resource.
So
we can make this full screen.
Yeah. So let's see if you want to add a function here to ask you what language you want.
Oh, there's your languages.
And if you click Java, given that we said it's not supporting on portal create, we'll actually bring you to the quick start documentation we have on docs.microsoft.com. You just need to follow this documentation, which basically at the same step we just showed you here. Yeah.
Very cool. So people can do this now, and Java is first class. So everybody out there who has their Java code can move into Azure Functions today.
Yes, correct.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am learning all about Java on Azure Functions here on Azure Friday.